Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go through some colored pencil techniques. It'll be super easy. Okay, so first one, range values. It's figuring out how light is the lightest your color can go, and how, like, the middle value is getting slowly darker, and to the point where it's super dark. Alright, so that's our range of values. Next thing is stippling. Stippling is where you do dots of color. You can do little circular dots, you can do kind of slash marks. Either one is just fine. Hatching is making lines going in one direction, showing texture. Cross hatching is making lines going in one direction, really close to each other, and then making a 45-degree angle. Doesn't always have to be 45, but this one is cross hatching. You can also do cross hatching that's curved to show dimension and depth. Alright, so either one of those works. Layering colors. Color mixing is when you basically take either two colors using blending, or blending's down here, but taking two colors and doing basically hatching, and hatching them on top of each other, which definitely works, and then you get a mixed color in between. Then white over a color, so if you take a color, you might want to try doing this a few times, and then you hatch over it with white, it'll start to lighten the color and kind of blend the color together. I'll talk more about blending in a second. And then black over a color is, again, doing those hatching marks. And again, you don't always have to do the hatching marks. I'm just doing that so you get an idea. And then making it darker by using black. You can also use a complementary color to make it darker. Alright, so a shadow. Shadow is when you have an object and you've colored it in, and it'll have a highlight on one edge where it's the lightest it can be, showing a full range of values, and you'll show it getting super, super, super dark. And then the shadow is when you make it as dark as you possibly can on one side that's the opposite of the highlight. Right? And then you have what's called a cast shadow, which is cast by the, oops, be careful when you're coloring, you don't break your pencil like I just did. That is cast by the object. Okay, you can also come back and add a little bit of black, or again, the complementary color into it. Remember, the complementary colors, the colors that are across from it on the color wheel. Okay, so there we go. All right, and then this is a highlight, the lightest part. You can, if you want to put more of a highlight into it, you can add a little bit more white, but be careful with colored pencils because it's really not like painting. The white you really need to leave behind or need to use an eraser. So the highlight, you'll redo the same thing basically down here, just making sure you're pointing to the highlight. And for the shadow, you'll point to where the shadows are for grading purposes, and for the highlight, you'll point to highlight. Okay, skipping over that to make your life easier is blending. Blending is when you're basically taking a color and you're mixing it with another color. So I'm going to basically do a range of values from this up here, down here, so dark, a little bit lighter, almost all the way light. And then I'll take another color, dark again, and then do basically a range of values over top so they slowly start to mix together, form a new color. And sometimes when you're doing this, it helps to go back and forth with both colors a few times to really mix it up nicely. So yeah. So those are your basic colored pencil techniques. Make sure you put your name and your code on it. Any questions, let me know. And yes, you do have to do a second one down here showing me both the shadow, the cast shadow, and the highlight. All right, have a good one.